This is my Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio, and although it's a great car out the box, I think we can make it a hell of a lot better. Under the bonnet from factory, it's got a Ferrari-derived twin-turbo V6 making 510 horsepower, which, don't get me wrong, is a lot, but it wouldn't be right if we didn't make it that bit better. And that combined with some nice big brakes, some really well set up suspension, and also a very, very nice interior, makes the ultimate recipe for the perfect super saloon, the perfect M3 Beta. But this car didn't start off life like this. I bought this car crash damaged from auction, I've repaired it, and now it is back on the road, but it definitely still needs a few bits. Because these brakes are mullered, the car is well overdue a service, and the sound, well, that's poor. It ain't all that.
So my mission is simple: take an already great car and modernise it slightly and improve it on the track whilst also keeping it perfectly usable on the road.
So in this video, we're going to try and fix all of those problems, and then we're going to go and put this car through its paces properly. Now, the first bit of Italian clever design on this is the fact that there is no kind of inspection piece on this under tray. So that means you've got to service the car, remove the under tray. Not the biggest job in the world, just an inconvenience. So there's a load of T30s under here. Get these smashed out. Let's get this oil drained. Right. Under tray removed. Let's get this oil out of it. Someone's done this before, haven't they? And like absolutely ugga-duggered the hell out of it.
Oh, it's not actually moving.
Let's swap to a big bar. It's always a good sign when you've got to do this. I can't believe how tight that is.
Is it actually moving?
It's really tight. Oh. Yes, he saved it. Ah, that's hot.
Now that the oil is out of the engine, we can change out the oil filter too. Although it's not the most exciting, maintenance is one of the most important parts of keeping your engine running healthily. And whilst we're doing this, we may as well take care of all the other bits too. So next thing is the spark plugs.
Time for some oil. And now we're going to top it up with the good stuff, the golden nectar, some Fuchs Titan 5W40, which is to the Alfa Romeo spec. So apparently it takes 7 litres, so we'll put 6 in and then measure on the dipstick.
Once we've got the oil level right, the last thing to do was the air filter. You could see the old one was looking a bit grimy and the airbox hadn't been cleaned out for a long time, so we could pop a new, genuine one in its place and get everything thrown back together.
Right, service is done. Next thing is these brakes, and I've got to let you into a little secret. I can see why these discs have been left to get so bad, because the price from Alfa for 4 discs, no pads, no nothing else, 2,400 quid I think it was. That's a lot of dosh for steel discs. Imagine what the ceramic ones cost, which are an option on this car. But thankfully, Autodoc have a brilliant solution, because these discs are not made by Alfa Romeo, they're made by Brembo. And Autodoc sell the Brembo Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio discs for a total price of what is on screen right now. I think it's getting on for half the price of buying them from Alfa. And the funny thing is, they're the same part. Now, to do the brakes on this car, we need to release the electronic handbrake. So I believe we're going to driver's assistance, brake service. Yes, please wait. There we go, just had to do it with the doors shut. There we go. Parking brake retracted. To reset, press the brake pedal. But now we've got the wheel off, you can see how much of a state these discs are in there. Yeah, super, super worn, massive lips, and they really, really need changing. And the pads really aren't far behind either.
So the first step to changing these brakes is knocking out the pad retaining pins.
Now, Autodoc stock over 4 million parts from over 800 different brands, so you can be certain they're going to have something for your car. And with their easy to use mobile app, you can effortlessly find the right parts for your car, which is exactly how I found these discount price discs for my Giulia. There she goes.
So with the pads and caliper removed, we can take the disc off, making sure that we clean up the hub before we fit the new one.
Right, now I've got the new discs on, we need some new pads. So the guys from EBC have sent these out, which you can also get from AutoDock as well. And these are the blue stuff pads, which are an uprated pad giving better bite and performance on track, which may come in helpful later in the video. Fronts are on and ready to rock, and now we're going to do the same for the rears. AutoDock is Europe's leading online car parts supplier, so you can be certain they're going to be able to help you find the perfect car to help you fix and maintain your car. And even better than that, we can save you some extra money with them, even though they're cheaper than buying them from main dealers and other places too. So you can use discount code CHRIS5, which is going to save you 5% off anything on their website. Thank me later. Let me know what you save money on too. Let's get back to work. Now what we want to try and sort out is the sound, because it sounds a bit meh. That's the only way I can describe it. So the guys at RPM Performance reckon they've got a nice, cheap and easy way to sort that out without going over the top. And that is with a pair of these. These are resonator deletes, so they're not going to cause any issues in regards to the emissions or the MOT. All they're going to do is enhance that sound a little bit. Apparently you can do this on the car, so it should be dead easy as chopping out the res, popping these in place, and you're good to go. But we'll see about that. Let's try get him on. So it's quite tricky to show you, but this is the resonator, and we've got two of these, which essentially are going to sleeve over the bit of tube in there. So all we're doing is just getting rid of this resonator. So here's where I'm going to cut on this edge of the tape here, this edge of the tape here, this edge of the tape here, and this edge here, and the res should drop out. I've not got a lot of room to do it, so I'm going to go and grab the GoPro and get chopping.
Hey!
Right, she's all set, back on the floor. Thanks for your help today, Danny.
No worries.
You're a legend. But now let's see how she sounds with the new res delete in. Here we go. Sounds okay. Not to ASBO, but that is with the valves closed, so let's go open. Not overly loud, but just enough, and it's a nice, quick, easy mod as well. So if you do want to grab yourself some of those res deletes, they're from RPM Performance, and I'll leave a link in the description. I don't know how that'll come across on camera, but I think it sounds better. How do you think it sounds?
Well worth the half hour.
Now the next thing we need to do with this, now I've got all of that sorted, is get it tuned. We want to see how much faster we can make this. It's 510 horsepower from factory, but it's definitely got a little bit more in the tank. Right, so our mission statement for this video is build the ultimate Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio, and we've done a few things already to sort that, but the final piece to the puzzle to making this the ultimate version is getting more power, because it would just be wrong to have factory amount of power, wouldn't it? It's like car enthusiasts deserve more. So what we're going to do now is head over to Mallory Performance and see how much we can squeeze out of this 500 horsepower twin turbo Ferrari derived V6. Plan, let's go.
So we headed over to Mallory Performance. These guys are specialists in making anything fast, and that's why I've brought my Alfa Romeo Giulia here. Although I don't want to make it mental and put stupid turbos on it, I do want to try and enhance it slightly. So we're going to do a basic stage 1 tune on this car, but it's not so simple with this Alfa because we have to do it by benching the ECUs. That means plugging the laptop essentially directly into these rather than tuning via the OBD port. So the guys got the laptop hooked up to both of the ECUs separately and flashed on the new files, but unfortunately we're not going to be able to dyno run this car to find out what the power figure difference is because of the way that this Alfa behaves on the dyno. It just doesn't want to play ball, so we just have to take our word from it that we've got this stage 1 tune on here.
Right, car is now tuned. It's got the stage 1 tune from Mallory Performance on it. Let's see how much faster it feels. Should we go for a second gear pull?
Go on.
Let's go. Fucking hell. That is fast, isn't it?
That's quick.
That's not messing about. If you want to get a remap from Mallory Performance, use discount code SLIX10 and that's going to get you 10% off their tunes, remaps and, you know, the stuff to make your car go faster. So now it's time to put this car through its paces and go to the only place where we can ever think to do that. The wing.
But on our way there, we have one stop off left to do because I've really enjoyed owning this car, but unfortunately, I think it's going to have to go.
And that is to Elite Competitions, because as nice as this car is, I can't afford to keep them all, and there's nothing better than letting one of you win it. So we're going to be raffling this car, and if you're seeing this video, that means that it is now live. So you've got a week from the day that this video has been posted. The live draw is going to be at 8 PM on Wednesday, the 16th of October. So tickets are going to be £4.99 each, but there's also going to be discounts for bulk buying, and also viewers of my channel get an extra little discount because you're the best. The discount code that you can use is SLIX, which is going to save you an extra 10% on tickets too. And you can use discount code SLIX to save money on not only on the Alfa competition, but on any competitions on their site from now on. And even better than that, when entering the Alfa competition, you're automatically entered into the instant win prizes, meaning that even if you don't win the car, you could still come out with some cash. So that means that you get 2 chances to win. So if you want a chance of winning my stage 1 Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio, which we've repaired on the channel and done various upgrades along the way, like the carbon fibre V on the front, carbon fibre mirrors, we've got carbon fibre PPF on the top, bronze wheels and new brakes underneath, and also this one-off colour wrap, which if you don't like, you can peel it off and it's white underneath. And don't forget, every single ticket we sell will be going back into the channel to make more interesting content for you guys in the future. And before the car goes, I'm going to give it a full health check and make sure everything is perfect for the next owner. Now, to ensure the winner is completely random, we're going to be doing it with Elite's lottery ball winner picker system. So when we press start, so in this case, the winner would be ticket number 81636. So that way we know it's a completely fair system and that it can't be fudged. So go and grab your tickets to win my Alfa Romeo Giulia right now on Elite Competitions, and I'll see you next Wednesday on their Facebook and YouTube for the live draw.
So now that that's out of the way, we can hit the road and get to the Nurburgring so we can get out of the UK, onto the Eurotunnel and then over into Germany.
We are at the Nurburgring and a fairly undramatic journey, which makes a nice change, and also the weather is looking 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. This is prime conditions for me now to get out there and see what this Alfa can do.
Now, if you've been living under a rock and you don't know what the Nurburgring is, it's the world's longest racetrack, regularly used by manufacturers to test their most hardcore models. Also on some days open to tourists and general public, meaning you can go out there, buy one ticket to do one lap and go straight out there with your road car. But it's dangerous, there's no speed limits, and also anyone of any skill level can go out. So you've got to be as careful as possible, because at any point anything could go wrong, and when it does, trust me, it gets expensive.
Well, like probably the busiest lap I've ever done.
So it's off the road and through the barrier and onto the track in the Alfa, but it didn't feel like just us two. All I could think about in the back of my mind was Misha's instructions from last time we were here. And I was trying my best to utilise everything which he had taught me on that lap, but there was so much going on and it was so fast paced, it's hard to remember. And it's not just remembering Misha's instructions, it's trying to remember this 13-mile track. But I definitely felt a lot happier out on track this time.
And then to the left, curbstone. And to the outside on the gas, very good.
What a car though. Look at this.
Let go left side and brake again. Right curbstone and smoothly on the gas, opening up.
So eyes are coming up already.
And even though we're only a few corners in, I already fell in love with the Alfa around the Nurburgring. The steering's super light, and also it feels really predictable when you're going in and out of corners. I can see now why this car was so highly praised when it came out. So although obviously everything hadn't sunk in, I definitely felt a lot happier out there on track, a lot more comfortable overtaking, and a lot more comfortable at high speeds too.
Ooh. I feel a lot more confident though. Maybe that's a bad thing. Whoa. Section down here, Misha says stay pinned, I ain't got the bollocks for it though. And this is the corner that catches everyone out.
Now, as you guys know, I've come here plenty of times now. I've not done loads of laps or got loads of experience, but I do have my own take on it. If you're going to come here, which I would highly recommend, drive within your own ability. Don't try and race someone else, and don't feel pressurised by someone behind you. If you stick to the right when there's someone who wants to overtake you, you should be fine. Now, my other take on the ring is that most people know the first section of the track. That's because when you're on a sim, you can restart when you crash. So you do the first section loads of times. The second half, not so many people know, so you probably need to be a little bit more careful here.
It's going past. There's the carousel coming up. GT3 RS behind us. Sorry mate, but staying in for the carousel. There you can go.
But you can see why manufacturers use this place to test their most hardcore cars. If anything's going to break on a car, it's going to break on here because it's putting huge stress through every single component. So it's a great way to prove the durability and the build quality of a brand new car, or perhaps one that was been rebuilt. The brakes ain't starting to fade yet, to be fair, they're feeling alright. Now, in Misha's words, the best drivers are behind a keyboard, so I'd be curious to see what you guys think of my lap around the ring in the Alfa. I'm sure there's still a lot of room for improvement in my opinion, but I definitely feel a lot happier going around here now. But unfortunately, we're not going to be returning here for a long time. We've done a lot of content here, and I don't want it to become dry and stagnant, so this really, for the foreseeable future, is going to be the last time we're filming coming here. And it truly has been not only a great car but a great build on the channel. It's been so nice to do something different and step away from the German cars and try a car which I've always considered buying, and I'm sure many others have considered it as well. It's the perfect alternative to a BMW M3, except it's faster and handles better, so what's not to like? And yes, okay, it's Italian, so it's more than likely going to have a few quirks, but that's part of the joy of owning a car like this. But the main one for me is the looks on this car. I could not be happier with the way this turned out. I love the colour of the wheels, the styling mods that we've done to it. For me, this is my perfect version of a Quadrifoglio. And although in the grand scheme of things we've not had it on the channel for that long, if I was to do anything more to this car, I would probably start to ruin it. For me at the moment, this car is the perfect balance between road use and track use. It's still a perfectly dailyable car.
Well, there we have it. One successful trip to the Nurburgring, successfully completed laps, and back home without a drama. Now, don't forget, if you want a chance to win this Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio and take it home to be yours, go and check out Elite Competitions in the description. Before this car goes as well, I'm going to give it a full health check, get the aircon gas, and change those front brake pads again to make sure the next owner has a perfect car. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I'll catch you next time.